posterior one third of the tongue also helps in tasting, but not really worth important. Once the food has reached the posterior one third, it is bound to go into the esophagus before you can think about it. The anterior two third is the one which actually helps in tasting, and that's done by vision. Eighth cranial nerve is vestibulocochlear nerve, where the vestibular part helps in equilibrium, the cochlear part helps in hearing. Formerly, this nerve was called as auditory nerve. That is because people did not understand that besides audition, hearing, it is also concerned with equilibrium. So auditory is a poor name. Vestibulocochlear, two parts. It is also called as stetoacoustic nerve. This is a functional name. Steto means balance, acoustics means hearing. The apparatus which does the balancing is vestibule. And that which does the acoustics is cochlea. Ninth cranial nerve, glossopharyngeal. The name suggests glosso with tongue, pharynx besides the tongue and pharynx that it supplies, it also supplies the parotid gland. Tenth nerve is vagus. Coming from the name vagabond, it supplies in the neck, larynx, pharynx. It supplies in the thorax, heart and lungs. It supplies in the abdomen. Stomach, duodenum. Liver, gallbladder, pancreas. Small intestine and major part of large intestine. Eleventh cranial nerve is spinal accessory. Actually, this nerve has two parts. The spinal accessory is one part of it. Cranial accessory is another part of it. The cranial accessory is an accessory nerve to the vagus. That's why the vagus is often called as vago-accessory complex, because it's formed by the combination of vagus itself and the cranial part of accessory. Spinal accessory is an independent nerve. It supplies only two muscles, sternocleidomastoid, the muscle that runs diagonally in the neck, sternocleidomastoid, and trapezius. The muscles which help in shrugging the shoulder. 12th cranial nerve is hypoglossal. Supplies the muscles of the tongue. Hypoglossal. Supplying the muscles of the tongue. For some functional reason, this nerve has come down to the neck. Because last four cranial nerves are nerves of the neck. Tongue is a part of the face, head. For functional reason, this nerve has come down to the neck, then curves back and goes to the tongue from below the tongue. Supplies the tongue from below. That's why the name hypoglossal. Whereas glossopharyngeal also supplies the tongue, but from above. As per the rules, hypoglossal supplies the tongue from below. But glossopharyngeal was sensory, hypoglossal is motor. Likewise, even facial nerve supplies the tongue for taste, and mandibular nerve also supplies the tongue for the lower jaw region, which includes the tongue. So we have dealt with the brief introduction of central and peripheral nervous system. Central nervous system we can go a little further. Central nervous system can be subdivided into a part that lies in the vertebral column called as spinal cord in English. Medulla spinalis. Medulla spinalis in Latin. Myelon, M-Y-E-L-O-N, myelon in Greek. Notice the three words: marrow, medulla, myelo. All three mean the same. Three different languages. Marrow, like bone marrow, medulla, and myelon. Bone marrow is called bone marrow because it's surrounded by bone. Spinal medulla or medulla spinalis is surrounded by what? What is the cortex? The cortex is a vertebral column. So the vertebral column itself is a cortex, and this lies within that space within it, therefore marrow, medulla spinalis. Same is the reason, justification of the word myelon, because bone is the outer part, bark, and the spinal cord is the soft part within it. So myelon. On, on means organ. Organ that has got medullated. Tracing the spinal cord from below upwards, you get the brain. organ inside the head. On organ inside is N. Head is cephal. C-E-P-H-A-L. So brain is called as encephalon. Obviously, like on organ is a Greek word, encephalon is a Greek word. We do not use the Latin word for brain. If you translate brain in Latin, the word is cerebrum. But cerebrum is now a part of the brain, not the whole brain itself. So brain, the whole brain is encephalon. One part of it is cerebrum. Okay, so we are not using cerebrum for the entire brain. Encephalon, Greek word is used. Encephalon, organ inside the head. The part of the brain which is an oval continuation of medulla spinalis. If you trace the medulla spinalis, there's a spinal cord. If you trace it upwards, it swells up to become an oval-shaped structure. That part of the brain is called as medulla oblongata. Oblongata suggests that it's oval. The medulla has no context there. The context was in the spinal cord, which was the medulla surrounded by bone. Here it is not. Here is just the upward continuation of the medulla spinalis. That's why medulla oblongata. Brain is divided into forebrain, midbrain, hindbrain. Four is P-R-O. But pro and enkephalon, two consecutive vowels, require a connecting consonant. And the consonant used here is S. So it becomes prosencephalon. The word for mid is meso, M-E-S. But that O is not required because enkephalon starts with a vowel. So it becomes mesencephalon. The hindbrain is called as rhombencephalon. The hindbrain contains a cavity, the fourth ventricle, which has got a roof and a floor. The floor of the fourth ventricle is shaped like a rhombus. That's why rhombencephalon. Hindbrain contains a cavity, the fourth ventricle, hindbrain contains a cavity called the fourth ventricle, whose floor is shaped almost like a rhombus. That's why rhombencephalon. Rhombencephalon has three parts. Medulla oblongata, which we just described. Pons, P-O-N-S, pons. The pons means a bridge, B-R-I-D-G. And cerebellum. Medulla oblongata, pons and cerebellum. Cerebellum literally means small brain. And the two halves of this small brain are connected to each other by the pons. So it acts as a bridge between left half of cerebellum and the right half. That's why the name pons. Some books will call it as pons veroli, because Verolius was the person who first described pons. So, giving him credit. But just the pons is enough. Midbrain has no further subdivision, although it has got multiple parts, but no subdivision. Forebrain is subdivided into a middle part which lies in between the other two parts, called as diencephalon. Remember, it is actually diaencephalon. Two consecutive vowels, A is dropped. Dia comes from where the word diameter comes, in between, the chord which passes in between the center of the circle. Okay? So diencephalon becomes diencephalon. Don't try to call it as two brains, diencephalon. It was originally short for dia. And the other two parts between which the diencephalon lies is called as telencephalon. Telencephalon. T-E-L encephalon. Tel, telo means last. Have you heard of prophase, metaphase, anaphase, telophase? What are these?
Cell division.
Cell division cycle. What is the first one? Prophase. What is the last one? Okay. What is the first part of the brain called? Prosencephalon. And what is that is going from up to down. And down to up, what is the last part of the brain? Telencephalon. Telencephalon is actually a part of prosencephalon. In other words, if you literally translate it, the end is a part of the beginning. Are you getting the point? So first division was up to down, pro, mid, hind. The subsequent subdivision is down to up. Okay? Encephalon or encephalon. CEPHAL in English is cephal, which comes from the Latin word CEPHAL. Cephal. This cephal, CEPHAL, came from the Greek word kapal, kephal, Kephal. What happened is, in English, J and K were not used. Instead of J, there was G. Instead of K, there was hard C. CEPHAL was the translation of Greek K-E-P-H-A-L, kephal. Problem is, in English, if C is followed by E, it becomes soft C. So cephal is the Latin pronunciation, kephal is the Greek pronunciation. So some people will call it as encephalitis, when the brain is inflamed, and encephalon. And some will call it as encephalon. So you should just understand, they are talking in different languages, but referring to the same organ. Now let us subdivide nervous system functionally. So far it was all structural subdivision, now the functional subdivision. What the world is to you is your sensory system. What the world is to you is your sensory system. What you are to the world is motor. Okay? So sensory and motor are functional subdivisions. Connecting the two, there is an integrative nervous system, which is central nervous system. So sensory, integrative, motor. There are three subdivisions of the nervous system in a functional sense. We prefer to use the word afferent, efferent for sensory, motor respectively. Add means two words, ex means away. Adference became afferent. Sensory is afferent. Exferentia, take away. Efferent. So the consonants have changed, so the phonetically it becomes easy. Adference, afference. Exference, efference. But you have to be very careful because the difference is only one vowel. You should be clear in pronunciation. Afferent, efferent. The sensations can come either from body wall or it can come from internal organ. Sensations which come from body wall are called as somatic. Those which somatic afferents and those which come from internal organ are called as visceral afferents. So somatic afferent and visceral afferent. Somatic afferents are also called as exteroceptive. Visceral afferents are called as interoceptive. Intero is inside, extero is outside. Somatic afferents, exteroceptive, also has got a subdivision, are the sensations which are generated by the body itself. They are called as proprioceptive. So somatic afferents sensations coming from outside, exteroceptive. Those generated by the body itself is proprioceptive. Sensations from viscera are interoceptive. Efferent part can go to body wall or can go to internal organ. Those which go to body wall are called as somatic efferents. Those which go to internal organ are called as visceral efferent. Those which go to body wall are somatic efferents. Those which go to internal organs are called visceral efferents. Visceral efferents are also called as autonomic nervous system, somatic efferents are also called as cerebrospinal nervous system. Autonomic nervous system and cerebrospinal nervous system. Autonomic nervous system is subdivided into sympathetic nervous system and parasympathetic nervous system. Sympathy is the one which helps. Helps in what? Tiding over a crisis. So when there is a crisis, to tide it over is sympathetic nervous system. Sympathetic nervous system spends energy to tide over a crisis. Sympathetic nervous system is therefore also called as catabolic nervous system. So when there is stress to the body, pressure, tension, sympathetic nervous system come into play. So students are those who have no stress. All stresses which are there in the student life is self-created. Okay? The real crisis occurs when you don't know whether you will get the next food or not, whether there will be a roof above your head, whether you have food, clothing, shelter are stresses. Life-threatening situation are stresses. Examination is not a stress. You should always go with the confidence. Things that I don't know are not worth knowing. So, the greatest fool can ask more questions than the wisest man can answer. So you should go comfortably. Whatever you know, you know. What you don't know, you don't know. It's not life-threatening. Parasympathetic nervous system acts when the body is at rest and the organs are functioning. So digestion, absorption are a part of parasympathetic nervous system. Parasympathetic nervous system is therefore also called as anabolic nervous system. when there is stress, not only your internal organs get affected, but your body wall also gets affected. So your eyes become alert. Suppose there is a hyena in front of you. You have to decide whether you should run away or whether you should attack it. So all these are part of stresses. I didn't use the word tiger because there you can do nothing. Tiger will do everything. But if there's a hyena, fox, or something like that, where if you are cornered completely, then you are forced to fight it. So that's the job of fight and flight.
Sir, what about the third response?
Fright,
Freeze, sir.
freeze,
Yes, sir.
4 F's. Fight, no, first is fright. In that fright, you have a runaway flight, or you may fight back, or you can do neither of these two things when you are frozen in fear. So fight, fright, flight, fight and freeze. And the response of sympathetic nervous system. So sympathetic nervous system, although we describe it as a part of visceral efferent, it also supplies body wall. So when you have to fight, it's the body wall which will to fight. Parasympathetic nervous system has no such role. That's why parasympathetic nervous system does not supply body wall. Sympathetic nervous system also supplies blood vessels. So they can redistribute the blood flow to the area that is most required. So during flight, it gives more blood supply to the lower limb. During fight, it gives more blood to the upper limb. Okay? So, sympathetic nervous system supplies viscera, supplies soma, supplies blood vessels. Okay? Whereas parasympathetic nervous system supplies only viscera. Let us deal with a little more about the autonomic nervous system. Autonomic nervous system, the efferent part, the sympathetic part starts from spinal cord. And which part of spinal cord? From T1 to L2 segments of spinal cord. T1 to L2 segments of spinal cord. That's why sympathetic are also called as the thoracolumbar outflow. How many segments total? T1 to L2? 14. 12 of thoracic and 2 of lumbar. 14 segments. And these 14 segments have to supply all the way from scalp to the soul. Because we said sympathetic supplies body wall as well, not just organs. So it goes without saying that the head region will be supplied by T1. Head region will be supplied by T1. So although it is first thoracic, it does not supply thorax, supplies head. And the last two segments, L1 and L2, will supply the pelvis. Remember Pelvis is considered as the lowest part of the, especially the perianal region, is the lowest part of the body. Limbs are offshoots. Okay? The thorax is supplied by T1 to T6. Out of which heart is supplied by T1 to T5. And what is the referred pain of the heart?
On the left side.
Chest,
Back.
and also projecting to the inner border of the upper limb. Why? If you remember the dermatom of T1, medial part of elbow, T2, axilla. So that's why referred pain of the heart can only, from the chest wall, T3, T4, T5, it also goes to the axilla and medial part of the upper limb. So inner border of upper limb. Heart does not lie in the upper limb, but the pain can go there. Projection of pain, referred pain. Lungs and upper limb are supplied by T2 to T5. Esophagus T4 to T6. Esophagus T4 to T6. Remember T4 to T6 also supplies the skin over the sternum. Therefore acidity, there is acid from the stomach entering the esophagus, irritating the esophagus. The pain is felt behind the sternum, which is why it was given the name heartburns. It's not the heart that is burning, but the region of the heart. Okay? But the cause is esophagus. Because heart pain is going from chest wall to inner border of upper limb. Esophageal pain is a retrosternum. So if you notice so far, whatever we have seen is all restricted to T6. Subsequent one supplies abdomen and lower limb. There also T7 to T9 supplies foregut. T9 to T11 supplies midgut. This includes appendix. T11 to L1 supplies hindgut. The question is, how did this nerve reach the different parts of the body? Sympathetic nervous system. As soon as it came out from T1 to L2, the 14 nerves joined each other to form a chain. And the chain is called as sympathetic chain. This sympathetic chain not only is restricted to the thoracolumbar region, it also extends upwards up to base skull. It also extends downwards up to the coccygeal vertebrae. So sympathetic chain extends from base of the skull to the coccygeal vertebrae. And as the spinal nerves emerge out, they carry with them the sympathetic fibers. But how did it reach the head? It has reached only up to the base of the skull. What about above? Above there are no sympathetic chain. But the branches which are given from the upper part of the sympathetic chain, they join three major blood vessels. The external carotid, the internal carotid, and the vertebral artery. These three arteries supply the entire head and brain as well. So external carotid artery supplies the external part of head. The part of the sympathetic chain which accompanies this is called as external carotid nerve. The part of the chain which gives a branch to internal carotid will be correctly called as internal carotid nerve. And those which accompany vertebral artery are called as sympathetic plexus around vertebral artery. Plexus is a network. Okay? Thus it has reached all parts. The sympathetic chain below L1, sympathetic chain below L1 supplies lower limb. Sympathetic chain below T1 supplies upper limb. Remember, I am talking about chain. I am not talking about nerve. Because nerves are emerging only up to L2. And if we say that the sympathetic chain below L1 supply lower limb, there is only L2 available. L2 is a nerve, but the nerves may ascend or descend because they have formed a chain. The part of the chain below L1, because chain goes up to the coccyx. Chain below L1 supplies lower limb. Chain below T2, T1 supplies upper. So this is about the sympathetic nervous system. And not over. The nerves which emerge from thoracolumbar outflow, T1 to L2, do not directly supply the body part. So what do they do? They have a relay station. Fourteen nerves emerge from the spinal cord. They relay and a new neuron starts which goes and supply the target sites. So you must give a name. Anatomists call those which emerge from the T1 to L2 as preganglionic. And the part which goes as second neuron which goes and supplies the target sites as postganglionic. What's a ganglion? It literally means a swelling, but here it is a more specific term. Spherical aggregation of neurons cell body. Spherical aggregation of neuronal cell bodies outside the central nervous system. Spherical aggregation of neuronal cell bodies outside the central nervous system. Incidentally, similar spherical aggregation of neuronal cell bodies inside the central nervous system are called as nuclei. Spherical aggregation of neuronal cell bodies inside CNS is called as nuclei. So nucleus in science has got three interpretations. One just now we discussed, aggregation of neuronal cell bodies, nucleus, nuclei. Another we heard about is that a cell has got a master inside. Is the nucleus of the cell. And the third, atoms and molecules. Atoms have got electrons outside, spinning around a central part called as nucleus. So nucleus of an atom, nucleus of a cell, and spherical aggregation of neurons. So based on the context, you must understand which nucleus we are referring to. So when you study isolated cells, nucleus is the part of the cell. When you study nervous system, nucleus is a multiple groups of cells. We don't study atoms any further. That goes into pure chemistry. So, ganglion. Pre-ganglionic, before the ganglion, post-ganglionic, after the ganglion. Post-ganglionic are the neurons which supply the target sites. Physiologists give these same two terms differently. They call it as connector neuron and effector neuron. Connector neuron is a preganglionic. And effector neuron is postganglionic because the effector neuron produces the effect. And remember, connector to effector ratio is not 1:1. Then the purpose would be defeated. If one connector is going to connect to one effector, then might as well that connector itself goes directly to effector. So there is a cascading effect. One connector connects to as much as 10 effectors. That's why sympathetic always has a mass effect. When there is stress, your pupils dilate, your face becomes pale, your breath increases, heart rate increases, the upper limbs and lower limbs are ready to do the job. It's not isolated. Stress is there. Oh, let me dilate my pupils. That's not enough. It is a cascading effect. All the entire sympathetic nervous system comes into action. The next, and in this context, the connector neurons are covered by myelin sheath. Connector neurons are covered by myelin sheath. Myelin sheath is white in color. So the nerves that are myelinated appear white. Myelin sheath also helps in propagation of impulses quickly. The effector neuron, the postganglionic, are always unmyelinated. effector neurons, the postganglionic, are always unmyelinated because of the absence of myelin sheath. They appear grey in color. And also the speed of conduction is slower. So the presence of myelin sheath not only changes the color, but also increases the speed of conduction. And where does the relaying occur? Most of the time